So much for hopping in. Super excited because we get to hear tonight from the legend, Maureen Faulkner. For those of you who have been here a while, you know who I'm talking about and what I mean by that. And those of you who are new to 7K recently, you're going to hear from this amazing lady. The only reason Mark and I were ever heard the word 7K is because Maureen saw the vision. Well, I'll let her tell her story because it doesn't go exactly like that. But because Maureen said yes to 7K, that ripple effect ended up changing Mark and I's lives completely. So we are forever grateful. And then obviously that ripple effect extended beyond us onto everybody on this Zoom. So we're excited. And Maureen, I'm going to just kind of step away now and just say thank you so much for being here. We're super excited. And I'll just say this to you again, I'm sure she'll share her story, but Maureen comes with a lot of experience. She's been in this industry for over 40 years. So definitely listen to what she has to say and take notes. All right, Maureen, I'll hand it over to you.
Well, number one, I love that you keep telling people to take notes. I was at a meeting last Wednesday with Tim and Blake, and I had notebooks that I gave out to people, and some people looked at me like I was crazy because, of course, they had their computers or their phones, and they were listening. But I am a firm believer, I learned it years ago, that when I take an idea that I hear, I write it down, it goes from my hand to my brain, and it stays there. Even at my old age, it stays here. Whereas if I don't write things down, somehow they don't connect in my brain the same way. So whatever you use for learning, I highly, highly recommend that you write things down, that you write your goals down, that you write down the things you hear at a meeting. Even if I never go back and look at my notes, they're in my brain. So as someone who's been in the industry for a long time, that is something that for the new people, please, please write notes. Every time someone as special as Mark and Danielle, and I just saw down here Kathy Guzzo, my good friends tell you. And I will tell you a little bit about our journey. We have journeyed a little while together, a few years together. And Kathy and I actually met Mark and Danielle in a different company. And we met there, we had fun, we kind of got to know each other. But I was thinking today when I saw what Mark said, by the way, Mark or Danielle, whoever did it, such a sweet introduction. I don't know if I can live up to it. But I was thinking about when we met and the compensation plan we were on, the company we were in, the product that we were selling, and all the hoops we had to jump through. And at that point, when I was working with them, I was already in my 70s, and I was bringing people to a company where I knew that at the end of the month, they might or they might not get a check. And they didn't usually know until the end. And it was kind of like an all or nothing deal. And one of the things that I really love about 7K is I bring people to 7K and I truly can help them get a check in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And they know what that check's going to be. And they don't have to wait until the end of the month. For those of you who've never been in the industry before, that's awful. When you have one check and you either get it or you don't get it, then you have a whole month. And so as I was thinking about that we were in and why we were a little disappointed, I was thinking about where we're at now. And 3 years ago, Curtis Harlan called me. I knew Curtis from another company. I had worked with him years ago. And ironically, the company that I got involved with Curtis was not the greatest company, but we put a lot into it, and so did Curtis. And we gained a friendship with Curtis. We gained trust. We gained a belief in each other. And so Curtis called me. He'd been with 7K for about 6 months. And he said, "Hey, Maureen." That's what he always calls me, Maureen. "Hey, Maureen, I got something you got to look at." And I was like, "You do, Curtis? I haven't talked to you like in 6 years. And you got something I got to look at?" And he said, "Yeah, you got to look at it." And I always look at what anybody wants to show me, because usually what I learn is that if I'm working hard and I believe in what I'm doing, I believe in it more. But I always let people show me things. And then I usually say, "Well, I'll show you yours. I'll look at yours if you'll look at mine." But with Curtis, I said, "Okay, I'll listen." And to be honest with you, for anybody who's on this call, I knew nothing, nada. Now, my friend Kathy, now she was into gold and silver. And I mean, all I had to do is say gold and silver to her. And she was asking me questions I didn't even know the answer to. But with me, I said to Curtis, "Okay, I'll look at it." He started explaining it. And I said, "You know what, Curtis? I've been with the company for a little while now. I'm kind of tired. I'm 72. Don't think I'm looking for another company. Certainly don't want to build another business. Everybody who's hearing me right now, have you made judgment calls on other people? Have you judged somebody and never called them because they're on your chicken list? Or have you judged them and kind of with them and not really talked strongly about what we have right here?" Because when I talked to Curtis and I listened to him, the only thing I really heard was he was selling gold and silver, and I probably needed it. That was it. And I thought, well, if I need it and I trust him, okay, I'll buy a membership. Just don't bug me. I don't want to build a business. And so I got it on an autosaver, and I had it start to be shipped to my house. And I started getting away from the business that Kathy and Mark and Danielle and I were in, simply because I didn't trust the company. I didn't want to sell a product where I had to say to somebody, "Anybody ever done this? Hey, amazing Sylvia, you don't look too good today. You look like you might need some vitamins. Okay. Maybe you're a little constipated. Okay." You know, start a conversation like that, guys. I really don't. And then you look at me and say, "Huh?" So, "Well, I have something. If you took it, you'd look a lot better and you'd feel a lot better." Or how about this? "You look like you put on weight since I saw you last. So, I got the cure for you." That is not an easy conversation to have with people. It's not a question that I can say, "Hey, Mark, tell me what you know about gold and silver." That starts a whole different conversation. When was the last time everybody on this call just said that to someone? Just tell me what you know about it. I love that question, because it tells me exactly where they're at. If Curtis would have asked me that question, I would have said, "I know nothing. I probably need some. I don't have any. I don't know where to buy it." But since I trusted him, I bought a membership. 3 months later, I told him, I made a grand announcement. I said, "Hey, babe, I'm retiring. Not doing this thing anymore. I'm tired of the industry. I'm tired of talking to people about their health and their money that they don't have and everything else. And he said, wait, babe, they've been sending us this cool stuff. They've been sending us these cool coins, and I'm really loving them. And so I'm going to make a statement. If you haven't heard me say this before, for all the guys, well, it's really for all the women on the call tonight. If you're talking to a guy, you drop silver in his hand and he becomes a pirate. Okay? You just drop some coins in there and he's a pirate. He wants to fill up a chest with silver. He wants to open it up and show everybody he's got a bounty. Okay. And that's where Steve was. He wanted more silver. So the only time in my 5 decades in this business, my husband is telling me, we need to go to the company. We need to talk to them. We had the privilege and the opportunity, because we were only 3 hours away, to get in the car, drive there, and meet with some people. If you have not met the people at our home office, and you have the opportunity, no matter where you live, to go to a meeting with corporate, I can't tell you how much fun we had with Tim and Blake. They were fabulous, totally different personalities, but they brought the room to tears. They also brought them information. And so my journey happened when my husband said, let's go there. On the way home, I really changed my mind. On the way home, I really decided, especially after meeting with Roger Ball and some of the other owners, that maybe this was the last and forever company for me. It wasn't too long later on that I talked to Kathy Guzzo. When I talked to Kathy, she said something about the company we were in. I said, Kathy, I got to tell you something, because I'm the truth teller. Why? I just can't do that anymore. I can't do what we were doing, because if I don't feel like it's good for the last person I brought in, I can't play. Okay? If it's not a way for them to make money or get something that I really believe has awesome value to them, I don't want to play. And so Kathy was one of my biggest producers in the other company, if not my biggest producer, leader. And I said, Kathy, I got to tell you something. And I told her, I said, think I'm going to let this other thing go, and I'm going to concentrate my effort on something that Steve and I need. I knew we needed 7K because we raised 6 kids. We have 30 some grandchildren, and we wanted to get some assets. For me, for anybody who hasn't heard my story, it was just the thought that I have a granddaughter who has 6 children. And I thought to myself, what happens if Athena comes to my house and the fiat dollar is not worth anything? And she says, Grandma, I don't have enough money to buy bread and milk and cereal. And that's what her kids usually eat. And I'm thinking, how am I going to help her? And I thought, if I just have one silver dollar that I can give her when things get tight, she can certainly go to our little store here that's not a big store. I know the guy that owns it. He would trade her an ounce of silver for food for her table, for her 6 babies. And I thought, I need to do this. And so I started talking to people. I talked to Kathy. Kathy talked to Mark and Danielle. We started a journey together. I didn't really have dreams at that point. I really didn't. I wasn't dreaming of buying a new house or going on a special vacation. I've already traveled the world. I was just thinking practically. And I know there's some people on this call tonight who are practically thinking, how am I going to pay my gas bill? How am I going to pay my electric bill? How am I going to pay for the babysitter so I can go to work? And I'm here to tell you, even if you haven't done it yet, today, make a plan. Get out some notebooks. I use red and green very simply because this one tells me to go and the red one tells me to stop. When I'm stopping, I'm thinking about my plan. What do I need? So I'm going to challenge everybody on the call tonight. Get a brand new notebook. You can buy it for $1 at Walmart. It's not a lot, but it could be the best investment that you make. In that, I want you to think about what we've talked about before, your why, your purpose, but most especially, I want you to think about what do you need and what might other people need between now and the end of January. Are they worried about Thanksgiving, Christmas, paying taxes? You know, we spend the first half of the year thinking about how we're going to pay taxes, and we should spend the last half of the year figuring out how we don't have to pay taxes. So right now, if you're investing in things last December, right here behind me, you see an 85-inch TV. I wasn't dreaming of an 85-inch TV. I didn't really need an 85-inch TV. But you know what? At the end of last year, a thought came to my mind. We could buy an 85-inch TV that we could show people 7K videos on and have it be a tax deduction. Or we could take that money and pay taxes. I think I'm going to get an 85-inch TV. Computers, the same way. Now, right now, at the end of the year, you have a chance, if you have the income to do it, to defer taxes for next year. Other people are thinking about that too. You need to sit down. I counted it up, and if we started a 90-day run on Wednesday, we would finish it at the end of January. It would actually be 92 days. So you'd have 2 bonus days. Now, when I talked to someone about that today, I said, let's do a 30-day run and then maybe a 30-day quick walk and then do a 30-day sprint. Because we have November, we can certainly run all the way up to Thanksgiving. We can have a turkey trot all the way through Thanksgiving, helping people to get $250, $500, $1,000 between now and the end of the year could pay for their Christmas. We have new programs. How many of you on this call, by just a raise of hands or an answer in the chat, are excited about change? Anybody excited about change? Do I see any answers in the chat? Don apparently likes it. Katie likes it. I hate change. Okay? I hate it. Okay. Even good change, I hate. Because you know why? People have a hard time, especially today, getting into change and embracing it. Anne said it depends on what it is. We have had some fabulous changes in the last couple of months, but there have been a lot. And when we have a lot of change, we tend to get unstable. So I invite everybody to first off, get a red notebook and write down how the changes have affected you. Have they affected you to where you're afraid to move forward? I had somebody say, well, I don't know if 7K is going to make any more changes, so I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? 7K will make changes from now all the way until the end of time. Okay. We just had the opportunity to buy a legacy membership with 7K. That's not lifetime. That's a forever membership with 7K. They didn't say it's somebody's lifetime. They said it's forever. And in that membership, they're saying they're committed to being there forever. And forever is a long time. But commit yourself today. Write it down. What is it that you want to attain in the next 30 days from November 1st to the 30th? What do you want to attain? Maybe you just want to get, I'm talking to a whole lot more people now about a $250 or $500 check a month. That's very, very doable. If we can get that, we can get them to 250, 500 every other week. Then we can build it to 500. So if we take a person and really take them by the hand, that's the other thing I want each person to commit to, because that's where we're committed. Mark and Danielle are fabulous. They are the best leaders you could have at communicating, at talking to people, at being on calls, at doing videos. Mark has the best website that I've seen to help people to learn so that you don't have to spend all your time teaching them. You're in a good place. Now it's up to you to figure out what is it you want to do. What is your dream? My dream is that I can, in the next 90 days, I can get 100 people personally that I'm involved with, getting a $250 to $500 check, however often they want it. People are not in the belief system right now that they're going to make $5,000 a week or $7,000 a week. That's not even what they need. What they need to know is, with everything that has happened to them, how can they pay for Christmas? How can they pay $300 for a Thanksgiving dinner? We can help them. We can teach them. We can hold their hands. We can do trainings for them. We can follow what our leaders are doing. Kathy started calls. Mark and Danielle have done calls. We are the best group, I believe, in all of 7K with communication, because we don't just communicate, here's how to go get people, but then we communicate, here's how to get people, here's how to get people started, here's how to talk to people. So make sure that you make a commitment. I want to talk to you a little bit about the time that you're investing in 7K. Some people say, oh, I need to make time for 7K. I've actually heard that twice this week. I need to make time, make more time for my business. Let me tell you, no one on this call is God. No one can make time. We all have 24 hours. So what are we going to do with it? We can find some time. We can look at the time that we are now spending doing something else and invest it in our business. So in that book that you're writing down what you want to get, there's a trade-off for that. That trade-off is, what am I going to give? When you're spending time, you're learning. When you're investing time, you're giving to other people so that they can learn and build. Our leaders are the best. On this call, we have Mark and Danielle, we have Kathy, I saw Ann. I don't know if Karen's here, Tony's here. You have some of the best leaders in all of 7K on this call right here. You have every resource that you need to build a business where you're making $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month. Can I tell you how many people need that? Can I tell you some people that need it? You know anybody who is 60? I can tell you anybody who is 60 is going towards retirement. If they have a fixed income, If they have a pension, if they're going to depend on Social Security, they need 7K. They need it desperately. If they start when they're 60, by the time they're ready to quit their job, they will be able to quit and they can build an income. You look at the other end of the spectrum, like I said, there are people who can't make their utility bills. We can help them in 7K. I love the new programs with the 3 packages because when I'm talking to people, I am talking about dreaming again. In fact, my husband, when he spoke Wednesday night at our meeting, he kind of got choked up because he said when we came into 7K, he was 73, I was 72. And we weren't dreaming anymore. We were thinking, okay, we've been out lots of places, had lots of houses, lots of cars, lots of things. There's not a lot we're dreaming of. But then he talked about the things we've been able to do since we joined 7K. That 2000 Corvette Stingray that's red and black that says TY, thank you, God, God, and 7K in the garage. He didn't think he'd ever get that. It only had 10,000 miles on it. But because of 7K, we've got it. If we were living on Social Security and his pension, could we afford to have 20, 30 people to our house on Sunday for family dinner? Only if it was potluck and they can't afford it. So I can't think of anybody right now who doesn't need 7K. Now, some people might say, well, I think I can get silver someplace cheaper, or I can get gold someplace cheaper. But you can't be in this community and you don't have the options. When you go into your back office and you look at the options, not only in the Sound Money wallet, but the options in our products, and you go and you look at the different things that we can choose for ourselves with the education and the training in 7K. I've been in the industry for 5 decades. I have never, ever been more passionate. Probably because I've never felt the need more for what we have right here. Mark and Danielle are going to tell you every time when they get on a call, just talk to people. If you're having trouble, the other day they called me, they texted me and asked me to get on a 3-way with them. And I said something to Blake about it, and I said, and it was fun. And when I saw the person that got on, I knew it was an older person, and they could probably relate to me better than they could relate to Mark and Danielle. They had experience, and so they asked me to come on. What a compliment to me to be asked by these strong leaders, by Kathy, by Ann, to help them build their teams. And when we do this and we help people, our lives are richer. So what do you need to do? You need to figure out what, number 1, you need from 7K, and number 2, what you want. Need is what is going to get me by. Want is what's going to make me happy. Okay? And so first we have to cover the needs of people. Make sure that we're getting them the amount of money that they need so they don't have those little signs hung on their door that they have 3 days to pay the bill or the utilities going off. Do you know how many people when I don't know how many of you were on last week's call with Zach and Josh, but at the Gold Conference we were at, they talked about the fact that at the beginning of the year, the average American had so much in savings. Now it's all gone. And then they talked about, so they started using credit cards. And now we're up to $102 trillion in credit card debt. What do you do after that, guys? What do you do when you max out all your credit cards? Now you have to pay your house payment, your utilities, and all the credit card bills. Okay? You need help. Don't think you're calling them because you need to get a recruit. You need to build your business. You're trying to find the people who are drowning. You've got the lifeline. You can throw it to them. If they don't want to grab it, I guarantee you there's 100 other people out there that need it. Ask people, who do they know? If it's a chicken person on your list, then ask them. The easiest thing to do with somebody you're afraid of. Like right now, I hate it that I'm being recorded because I'm always afraid I'm going to say something I'm going to get in trouble with. So I never record anything that I do. But I want you to know that if I had a person that I thought, in fact, I do have a person that I've talked to a couple of times about 7K this week. I'm calling her and I'm just saying to her, I know, Lucy, you told me you're not interested in building a business. You're doing okay. But I know you know people because you've been in the industry for so long. Who do you know that I can help? I promise you, this is different from anything that they've ever done before. Let me help them. Tell me who needs it, because I'm looking for people who maybe have a little experience, but don't know where to go right now. And I know she'll refer at least a couple people to me. So that's another way that you can get them. So Mark and Danielle said I was going to tell you about my journey. I really didn't think when I started with 7K that at 75, last week was my birthday, a week before last was my birthday, I turned 75. I thought I'm surely going to retire. But you know what? I love this company. I love the 55 people that are on this call. Good job, Mark and Danielle. I love you guys. I want to help. I want these 55 people to go out and make a commitment. How many people can you talk to this week? Write it down. The green book that I talked about, this is Go Grow. You need a book this big by the end of January. If you go on a 90-day run, how many pages can you fill with people that you've talked to? Maybe it's not the right time right now for them, but in January at the end, you can call the people you called this week again, because I guarantee you they'll probably be in a different place. You keep track of it and you'll be able to go back and say, back in the 1st of November, they were moving. They were in the middle of a divorce. They weren't feeling well. I need to call them back. And you can call them back. And if you have 50, 60 people, ask them for a referral. If they give you 2 referrals, you're going to be in good shape. So the question I'm going to pose to you and the challenge I want to give to you tonight is, when I'm doing my Saturday new member training on how to get to associate in a week, I challenge people to get there in 1 week. That's only one person on your left and one person on your right. And if you're already an associate and you happen to get on the call, I challenge you to do it again. And I give a reward at the end of it. I'm not giving a reward at the end of this, but I would love to know who will take the challenge that this week you'll go up to associate again and take the challenge of calling a certain number of people. I'm not going to give you a number. Mark and Danielle, Kathy, Ann, Karen, none of those people are going to give you a number. You pick the number. How much time are you willing to invest this week and getting on the phone and texting people and saying, can I talk to you just for a minute? I got something that might help you out with the holidays. And talk to them. And if they tell you right now, no, this is a really bad time, then ask them, who do you know is really hurting right now? Because this isn't the same old, same old. I'm on a mission here. I'm on a mission to help people have a good Christmas, have a good New Year's, start next year better than they're ending this year, because it's $104 trillion in credit card debt. Where are they going to buy Christmas presents? I don't know, unless we help them. Now we have options: 149, 269, 599. They get silver with all of them. They can do it month to month. They can do it for a year. They can do it and commit to it and jump in. I loved when Kathy said, I look at the 149 as our first date. If you're not sure, you want to dip your toes in, then take the 149 membership and we'll start dating. She said going steady was the VIP. I didn't think anybody was going steady anymore, so I said get engaged. Let's get engaged in seeing what you want to do with this business at 269. If you're willing to jump in with me and partner with me, let's go 599 and let's get married. That means we're building something big together. And I give all credit to Kathy. But I think that's the way that I look at it as I'm talking to people. Some people only want to date. Some people only want to get engaged. Some people want to get married. Whatever you want to do, 7K has it for you. And I hope that you will sit down, even if you haven't gotten where you wanted to go. You started a year ago and you're still an associate. You didn't plan that, but you're still there. Let's start over today. You have 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, you have to make a commitment to your upline. What are you going to do in the next 92 days? It doesn't have to, you can take time off for Christmas. You can enjoy your Thanksgiving, but you've got to commit. You've got to invest your time, and you've got to start over if you haven't gone where you wanted to go. And Mark, I hope that was kind of what you wanted me to talk about. I don't know.
That
You
was
kind of gave me a
perfect.
free rein.
No, I
I'd
mean,
love
you
to.
could have nailed it any better. That was absolutely perfect, Maureen. I mean, so emotional, touching, and exactly what I think the message is that everybody needs to hear. And but anything else that you want to add? I didn't mean to interrupt you while you were still talking.
No, I think that we're embracing, because we've had a little more time, we're embracing where 7K is going. Having Tim and Blake here on Wednesday, I just made me even more emotionally involved with the company, and knowing that they're willing to drive down here together, do a meeting. Ours was a small meeting because we haven't built Boise too much, but I know you have people on your team here, and it was wonderful. And we need to do that all over the country.
Yes.
We need to be on the same team. We have the same plan. Nobody can get hurt in 7K. We all know, a year from now, if I went out in my garage and I said, oh, shoot, I'm not working this company anymore. I've decided, I'm wealthy. I don't need to work anymore. But dang, I got a whole garage full of gold and silver. What the heck am I going to do? No expiration date. Never could say that in any other company. How many people have I helped this year? wow, really helped to get financially out of the place they're in to a better financial place, to have assets when they never had them before, and then to grow something that is a legacy. I know I love the team that we have here. I love the leaders. I mean, Mark and Danielle and Kathy both made it to silver before me. They both got silver bars before me. I was way behind them. So you don't have to do it fast. You just have to do it. And you need to do it every day. I work the business 5 days a week. Okay. I work for my church one day and my Sabbath is Sunday with my family. So I put time into my business, and that's why I'm executive gold. And it's why the other people are leaders on the team. But if you want to be an associate, put 2 hours a day in. Quit watching TV. Quit doing something that you're doing that is non-productive. Quit listening to stupid people tell you what's about to happen and make things happen. I'm done with my rant.
Jeez, that's 2 mic drop moments you've had tonight, Maureen. We're gonna have to buy new microphones here.
Okay.
But I have to tell you, I agree. Tim and Blake, when you see them, everybody, if you're not familiar with them, they're very hard to tell apart. So you just have
Yeah.
to. You
Yeah,
just have to
Blake
make
got
sure
on a chair, so he would be the same size as Tim at the end of the meeting. But we are at the pivotal point. I said I was done, but I guess I'm not. We are at the pivotal point of 7K. I'm here to tell you that, guys. I've been at pivotal points before when a company was about to take off like nobody had ever seen before. I was with one company for 20 years. I was there at that pivot. I was with another company for 10 years. I was there when they pivoted. You're here today with 7K. Mark and Danielle, Kathy, are we pivoting?
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Love your energy,
Okay.
Maureen. People got to take in this energy. We've got to feel it. You've got to bring that energy out to the people. It doesn't mean you need to be bouncing off walls, but you've got to get your passion up like Maureen's is right now.
Did I just bounce off walls? I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
did.
no, no.
I'm
I'm not
excited.
saying that.
No, we can feel your excitement and your belief.
Absolutely.
And that's people want to feel that. They follow people who know where they're going, and Maureen knows where she's going.
Yeah.
I do. And I know who's coming with me.
That's right. That's
Robert,
right.
you're coming with me, aren't you? Okay, there you go. Amazing Sylvia's coming. We know Laura's coming. Okay.
All right.
Denise is coming.
And I'll just mention this before we'll open it up. So I'll say this we're going to be restarting our Wednesday evening overviews at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I know that the corporate ones happen at that same time, but I know that there's been some prospects that either have trouble with the WebEx that they use over there now. And, I know that some people have been relying on that. So we're going to restart that every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. If you have people getting on the corporate Zoom, get on the corporate Zoom. The one thing I like about the ones that we can do, everybody, and this is not to knock them, is that we can actually see the prospects that we're having on there. We can watch their reactions. We can see if they're interested or if they're not even there, not even paying attention. So that's one thing that we're going to start that. And also this coming Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do what's called a power hour. This is going to be fun. This is when we're going to be picking up the phone and actually making calls together. We're going to be making this a good time. And as we're doing that, basically building into that evening's event, or if you're maybe in the UK or someplace where it's late, build into another event or whatever it might be. But getting into those and actually making reach outs together is fun. Sometimes doing it on your own can be kind of boring and tough because you have no energy to pick you up. But
Yeah, it's accountability, sometimes just showing up on that power hour, you're going to get stuff done that you probably might otherwise not have made the time to do. And it just feels so good. And it teaches us that it doesn't take a lot of time to really have impactful action in your business. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And
We'll share some,
it'll be different people leading those power hours as we go. And
yeah. And you'll hear some fun stories, horror stories. If you don't have any horror stories when you're calling people, you haven't done this business long enough, because those are fun to share. I'll tell you what. So anyway,
What
go ahead.
I'm sorry. What was the date and time for that you said?
That'll be Wednesday. It'll actually be each Wednesday now, beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be noon your time, Robert.
so, yeah, noon Pacific, 1 Mountain, 2 Central, 3 starting this week, 3 o'clock Eastern, which is this week right now is 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 o'clock UK, Ireland. When do we change our clocks?
Next week.
So for this Saturday, Yeah.
Coming week.
right? This Saturday? Does anybody know? No, 2 weeks? Okay, so for the next 2 weeks, we're 4 hours behind the UK. So, because they already changed their clocks.
Yeah.
And then if you're in Hawaii, we're off with them too. It changes. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's
Well, people
I
can
don't
figure
know.
that out.
Google. You can Google. That's what I do.
I know
I put
Arizona doesn't.
What
either.
time is it in whatever location I want to know? And for some reason, of course, because they know everything about us, it knows exactly where I am, and it tells me what time it is everywhere else in the world.
Saturday, this coming Saturday, it changes. Yep. All right. And we're going to wrap up here in the next 5 minutes, folks. But if you've got any
Nice.
questions or anything you'd like to ask Maureen or say to Maureen, feel free to jump in. I've opened up the lines for everybody to unmute.
Thank you, Maureen. You're amazing.
I love you too, Sylvia.
I admire you, and Bonnie loves you too. She's on the call tonight. So a big hug and kiss for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Maureen. Happy birthday, Maureen. My birthday, my 71st birthday is this Thursday. So you are inspiring in 1,000 ways. So thank you.
Okay. You got a long ways to go, Karen.
Yes, I do.
I just heard, I really loved Maureen hearing, first off, I love your blouse. It's fabulous. And
Did you
also,
see my skeleton?
oh, I didn't see that part. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
I have to show you. It says, make it a great day.
Oh, fabulous. Just like your voicemail says, make it a great
Yeah.
day. So I just really heard in your story, to me, and this is, we do, as you said, have an amazing team of leadership. And I heard that this thread of how important the ethics and the integrity and making sure that this is a win-win for everybody, regardless of their level. It kind of started with you. And then it was a ripple effect because of who you brought in and you're all like-minded birds of a feather. And I just love
We only picked a few people to bring with us.
Yeah, just
the best ones. We
Yeah,
left
but
the other ones at the other company.
good idea.
Yeah. Thanks, Anne. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's beautiful.
All right. Well, I think that might be wrapping it up for everybody, but I want to say thank you so much, Maureen. That was absolutely outstanding. I want to give a shout out to Sylvia as well, because I've seen Sylvia's reached out to us a couple of times, and Sylvia does not even live in a country in which our company is open yet. And she has brought on 2 people here in just the past 2-3 weeks. And I want
Is it? Yeah. Wait. How many is it, Sylvia? Might be more than 2.
But Denise is on. We had 3. She signed up. She's a record. She signed up her husband Friday, the son on Saturday, sign up a friend on Saturday. So she's the winner. She is amazing.
Oh,
I'm-
Denise.
I'm just helping her out.
Fantastic. Congrats, Denise.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I can help. I need to share this. This is so amazing. It's a family. I feel so good. I feel I belong here. And I can't stop. I have to share with everybody. I told Sylvia, nothing can stop me now. I need to share what I experienced. So it is truly a blessing. Thank you so much, Maureen, for the advice. We are here, like you guys said, in the Caribbean, and we are just sharing all this. And it's the business, but it's also the family. It's awesome. I feel so good here. Thank you
Well,
so much, everyone.
it's very nice to meet you.
Likewise.
By
Yeah.
the way, we are coming to Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
baby. Let's
Yay.
do it.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, fantastic. Congratulations. Congratulations to so many others out there.
Speaking of Vegas, just want to remind everybody that in your back office, if you haven't registered yet, the tickets are up there. So make sure you grab your ticket for Vegas. And I believe in the US we have, they have Klarna, right?
I believe so.
Where you can
yes.
opt and you can break up your payments for that ticket. And if it's in the budget, go for the big ticket. Just so you know, if you're new to this company, it's amazing. They actually feed us throughout the conference. So that ticket includes many meals. I mean, there are some meals we have to take care of ourselves, but a lot of them, they feed
most
us.
of them, most of them are taken care of, and that saves a lot of money for folks. And but I'll tell you, it's going to be an amazing, amazing event. This is the thing I'll tell you, everybody. You know, Maureen did such a great job, obviously, wonderful job building vision. I'm going to tell you, just like she was saying, it's time to act on it, every one of us. You do it. You're your own CEO, so you go at your own pace. But I'll tell you, if we do this with a synergy, we can go out there and change lives. And I'll tell you, there have been more people jumping at that legacy VIP plan because of the 1% metals bonus that people can get. When people really understand that, hey, anybody that I introduce, I can actually earn 1% in metals of whatever they buy in the Sound Money wallet. That is tremendous. I mean, that's the thing that we got involved in this, is we wanted to get our hands on more gold and silver. We might just introduce someone that we don't know what their background is, but they might have some big settlement coming in, or they've got money sitting in the bank that they're worried about, and they want to go out and make some big investment in the Sound Money wallet. We're not going to know who it is, but we'll get a notification saying, hey, you know what? You just got some metals in your wallet, and you're going to get metals too. That is tremendous. And this should rejuvenate everybody's fire in here, because these new packs, getting metals in someone's hand, I have to just say this, over the next few months, we've sustained and we've done well, but we've been doing that with packs in which people weren't even getting metals in their hands for up to 40 days. And now we're getting metals in their hands immediately. Do you know the energy and synergy and fire that that's going to drive out in the field, everybody? Get your fire back if you've been in this business a while. If you're brand new, then borrow into the fire that you're hearing in Denise and Sylvia and so many others, and go out there and just get this in front of people. We are truly saving lives. It is a fact here. With what's going on in the world, we are saving lives.
I'm going to show this, Andrew, who's on this call. There's nothing better than getting this kind of a text where somebody's getting their first coins and they are experiencing how incredible it is to be able to hold these beautiful coins. So happy for you, Andrew.
Yes, those are nice ones.
I
Holy
know.
cow.
Andrew, looks like you went shopping on Stack and Sell. Good
Anyway, so I want to say this is fun. This is a fun business, everybody.
Thanks, Guy.
Yeah, those are sweet ones, brother. You got some good ones there. We are in the infancy stage of this company, meaning you might get more people who don't see it immediately, but if you stay persistent, you keep your attitude high, you keep always looking for the next one who does get it. Average person is going to take a little bit of time to absorb all this and say, you know what, I'm ready to go. But that doesn't mean that you let your fire go down a little bit at all. I mean, you keep going out there and planting the seeds, then all of a sudden, all the seeds will come in all at once. All the growth will come in all at once. And you're going to be saving lives. You'll be amazed. If you plant those seeds, they'll all come back to you later. As long as you've got a great attitude, as long as you're not getting on Facebook and complaining about life or being negative, people want to stay away from that. They want something where it's fun. And this is why they love this community, because we're such a great community here of wonderful people. And they just want to be around good people who are honest, sane. You know, that's a big one. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. All
Sorry,
right.
I just wanted to tell you too, Tony and I booked the Paris hotel for Vegas, and we used 7K Advantage. The rate is crazy good if you want to look.
I have to.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
So
Jump
we-
in.
Curacao coming. We got Canada coming. We'll have to figure out all the states. I love it. Let's get representation from across the world, every state.
Yeah. You,
Make it the
Maureen, you
biggest
did
event
an
you know.
amazing job. Take that fire you got from Maureen, everybody, and relight that fire. As Maureen had stated, and we've heard her say this before, they didn't expect to be in this position where they are right now. At this point in their lives, they kind of thought they were going to be retiring, but now they're able to go out and make a difference in so many more people's lives. And it doesn't matter what your age, it doesn't matter your background. That's the thing, is that we can all go out there and change our legacy beginning right now.
Red notebook, green notebook. There is power in writing your words down on paper. As a former teacher, I will tell you, I couldn't agree more with Maureen. So go out and get those notebooks and use them the way she shared with us. It'll definitely make a difference in your business.
Yeah. All right.
Stop
All right.
and go.
Yeah, stop and go. I love that.
All right.
Stop
as we're
and
signing
go.
off-
Or stop and grow.
Nice,
Wow.
Lachelle. Lachelle
That
saved
is awesome.
584 using the 7K
I
advantage.
know. We got to go take a look at that real quickly.
And by the way, corporate call is in 1 hour. You will have gotten your email, and they're going to be announcing the winners of. They did a contest for 2 weeks, and they're giving away some very, very valuable coins. And there's a special coin drop. I
Is
think
that
we're,
tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think
I think it might be a Kennedy,
we're hoping it's the Kennedy coin.
the first of the 6 of the store of the half ounce. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I do know they said last week it's going to be fairly in the budget, so it's not going to be one of these ones that's going to be like $400 or $500. I think it's probably going to be something that is going to be lower. But they said that last week they're going to be releasing that, so I would everybody jump on that. It's coming up here in about 1 hour. So thanks so much,
Yeah,
everybody.
Jay, we like to be at the host hotel, even though, there might be other better options, but we like to be at the host hotel because then you can go back and forth to your room as needed.
Yeah.
Personally.
Jeez, we got to get in there. Everybody's going to.
I know. We gotta go.
All right, everybody.
We'll
We'll see you on
ya.
the corporate Zoom in an hour.
All right.
Appreciate you all.
Love
Thank
you.
you,
night.
love you.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
great evening.
Bye.
Awesome job.
Thank you,
Thank
Maureen.
Maureen.
Thank you,
Love
Maureen. We
you.
love you,
Bye.
Maureen.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maureen.